It's June 20th, 2021. Let's start the update with the hydrangea. You can see the flowers are getting more and more colorful every week. Seems like this year it's gonna be sort of a purplish color. And it's the same color over there. More flowers from the shooting star variety are opening as well. You can see here's a nice cluster. Still white, not changing color yet, or never, I don't know. Haven't looked at the serviceberry for a while, so let's take a look. You can see the berries are turning red. Well, most of the berries are turning red. Some of them are still looking like those big yellow ones. And you can see here's a lot more berries that are now red. The wildflower seedlings are not doing too well. The topsoil layer is probably too dry for them to actually settle in, so that's why they're sort of disappearing. Thyme is looking healthy. It looks like it's growing nicely in this soil condition. The mint is also doing well. You can see a lot of new growth and new leaves forming. Here's the smaller rosemary. Doesn't look like it's growing. The first few raspberry fruits have now matured. As you can see, it's red now, but it's definitely not worth it to harvest because there's only 3 fruits in that cluster. And the newer fruits, you can see the cluster is more full. Maybe the bees have found the flowers and have started pollinating them. And the newer raspberry plants are growing pretty fast, actually. Here's the asparagus. Let's take a look at those fruit/seed things. Here you can see the fruits are forming pretty nicely. I'll harvest these and save the seeds for future use in case I need more asparagus plants. And the potato plant, you can see it's growing rapidly. And there seems to be more than one potato plant in the same pot. Mulberry isn't doing well at all. As you can see, I haven't been watering this guy. Grape is doing well. You can see a lot of new growth still forming. And if you look closely, you'll see all the vines climbing onto the trellis. I clean up the rhubarb plants, and you can see a lot more new leaves forming. Blueberry looks great. The fruits are still forming. These ones are getting bigger, certainly. Here's a lot more fruits. Hopefully they'll fully mature and we can harvest them. Hopefully in a month or so. And over here's the pot with the wildflower. Looks like the seedling is growing quite well. I just watered the plant, so they're sort of droopy. And here's the green onion. Looks like it's sending out some new leaves. And saffron is definitely ready to be put away. Here's all the bulb plants. You can see a lot of them are all died back and ready to be put away, which I will do today. This grape hyacinth has started to die back as well. Pineapple still kind of look damaged, even though the new leaves are looking okay, but the growth is slow. It's a little concerning. Here's the peony. Those tiny growths are not really getting bigger, so I don't know. Maybe it's not actively growing too much. Dahlia is doing really good. You can see the plants is getting a lot bigger, and also right here you can see a flower bud already forming. And here's the rosemary that was transplanted or repotted a few weeks ago. Looks the same. The lavender is doing really good. You can see the flowers are opening now. A lot of flowers actually. Hopefully we'll get some bees in the garden. The calla is looking wonderful. You can see all the flowers have opened of different colors. I'm gonna harvest some of these for indoor for sure. These ones are the purple center variety, and these are the pink variety. We have two varieties. And the pine tree is actively growing now after I transplanted it. Here's all the orchids. I'll glance through them pretty quickly. Here's the phalaenopsis. You can see the flower spike is getting a lot longer, and all the roots are looking very healthy. And here's the mini oncidium. More flowers have opened. Give you a close-up of the flowers. And beside that, the same plant is sending out more flower spikes. As you can see right here, it's a new flower spike. And also, I found another one over here. Only this plant is flowering. The other pot is not, which is interesting. Also, this tiny lady slipper orchid is growing nicely. You can see this tiny plant happily growing. Here's the other phalaenopsis. I cut off the flower spikes because it's done flowering, and there's a new leaf forming from the center, which is a good sign. And here's the staghorn fern. The shield frond is slowly getting bigger, very slow, but it's certainly getting bigger. This maidenhair fern is sending out some roots from the drainage. This is a good sign. It means that the plant is actively growing. The Hoya plant's flower thing is still looking the same. It's not getting any bigger. Hopefully it will. A little concerned it might be dried out. Also, I found a new flower-looking thing on this other vine. Here you can see closely. One of them is a leaf, and the other one is the more ball-like structure. That's probably the flower. Frizzle sizzle is looking good. The leaf color is definitely different from the other plants. It's a bit more of a bluish tint to it. The leaf of the finger succulent has started to develop some coloration, as you can see at the tip of each leaf. The sweetheart Hoya is looking great. Those two new leaves have opened, and you can definitely see that heart shape. And hopefully we'll see 2 more new leaves from this new growth, and more in the future. And here's the arrowhead plant. Looks like it's adapting well to the new soil condition. New leaves are forming for sure. However, the wandering Jew doesn't look like it's growing too much. It's losing leaf actually. Hopefully it'll recover. Lastly, the thyme that I still kept in water has actually rooted. You can see 2 more of the cuttings have rooted, maybe 3. I'll probably plant this in the same soil pot as well.